Oh, I'm so glad Ed is here for the finals. Doof,
man.
don't take this the wrong way, but I think that after Frank, Ed is the best commentator out there.
Thank you. Good thing you prepared me for that statement. You prepared me well. Here we go, boys. Game number 1 in the finals. It is Kwos versus Marko. It's gonna be a best out of 13. This is the grand finals. To catch you guys up, Marko needs to beat Kwos twice. We are on official tournament map A. Marko reaching the finals through the losers bracket. Kwos getting there through winners bracket. Kwos is undefeated. Marko already lost once. This is a double elimination tournament, so that's the reason why Marko has to beat Kwos twice. Today is the first finals, also known as the grand finals. If Marko wins it, we will schedule a second finals, and because it's so exciting, boys, we have 2 co-casters in the booth, Mr. Sexy Ed and Mr. Not So Sexy Snark. Let's go, boys!
Oh, damn!
Got him!
Strikes back.
Yeah!
Well, we already missed a lot of action. I mean, it was crazy dog wars for this bottom oil, and Marko did finally come out on top. Again, we're seeing Kwos go for the forward gems while Marko goes for the back ones, and Marko also gets that garrison in the center. Now, we do have an engineer in this flak track here, potentially going to try and get something done.
Yeah, Trivia tournament map A is so intensive in the beginning of the stages. Oh,
Yes!
okay.
War! Between a million sleeping Connies!
Look at Kwos' miner though. He's been AFK for the back. I don't know how long, but he's been AFK in the backside. Kwos on 16 bucks. So if Marko doesn't quit out yet, he can win this easily. He can just rebuild. He has all the time in the world right now. 2K sitting in the bank, 2 miners. He has an oil. Kwos hasn't even captured his top oil yet. There's a ninja walking though.
Perhaps a rhino will try and chase it down to stop it before it reaches the oil. Let's see if it makes it in time.
What?
No, stop chasing.
Hello?
What?
What the hell?
All right, Kwos gets that oil, and now, I mean, a big group of conscripts here. And like you said, Marko does have the economic advantage with 2 miners getting gems and getting those gems in the center. Kwos does have 2 miners as well, and a radar out to counter all these conscripts. Kwos decides he doesn't want to spend all the money. And yeah, the Deso comes out just in time.
Oh, wow.
That hurt.
Wow,
That hurts.
Deso comes out just in time and kills the engineer that Marko was sending to the top side as well. So I think now, I believe Kwos has the advantage. Well, he has 1 less miner, but he does have a radar. He does have the desolator now. He's going to be able to push Marko out of this center area.
Yeah, he's definitely going to gain map control here. Marko did get a nice amount of gems. Marko does not want to lose that miner, but he needs to be careful fighting under this cliff here. Yeah, it's all about the micro. The miner to take out the desolator.
Desa goes down.
Oh, nice micro out of Marko there. Very nice.
Yeah.
And the miner survives through it all. Just about dead there. A couple shots left on it. 3 miners to 3 miners. The game is now completely even despite, well, actually, not even enough. Kwos has only 1 tank versus 4 rhinos.
For the barracks, I like it.
Problematic. Barracks gonna go down. No sentry guns. 1 sentry gun does come out before it goes down. And Marko's mining is a little bit more efficient, isn't it? Looks down the rhinos. I mean, yeah, he lost more than he should have, but he still wins the fight, and it looks like this one's gonna go to Marko. I'm not sure what Kwos could do at this point.
Kwos is low power, as we can see on the OP unit counter from Mr. Smart. And Kwos goes down. Well played.
Oh, that was messy.
Yeah, very messy, but don't get too excited. This was the one map that Marko actually beat Kwos in, and the rest of them Kwos took. So,
Is that so?
He's
in the previous series, yeah.
Okay, Dune Patrol.
Wow. I mean, yeah, winning those dog wars early on, so helpful. And the conscripts to gain map control. It's interesting that Kwos didn't want to go into the conscripts wars with Marko, and he preferred to go early radar, which put him a little bit behind on the eco. We saw him going broke there a few times, allowing Marko to pull ahead on tanks. He also got the oil earlier.
Yeah, it's kind of a gamble there what Kwos did. Typically, by default, right, the right side gets the top oil, the left side gets the bottom oil. You saw Kwos going for that bottom oil as well, but he lost the dog war.
Indeed, indeed, and another very low body, low eco, small, tiny map, Dune Patrol. What do we think here, Ed? What's the best strat here? Do we know yet what's the best strat SVS here? Do you rush radar? Do you sell MCV? Do you move MCV into your opponent's face and make central? What do you do? Do you spam conscripts? Do you let your opponent
really
spam
is
conscripts
tough.
and make a radar? What do you do?
If you go radar, you're broke. Like broke. You're not gonna have money for tanks, especially at like your third building, whatever it is. But I'm surprised Marko didn't go OP Yuri here. He said that OP Yuri or that Yuri is very OP here against Soviet, and he proved it last game, right? Against Latov, was it on this one where he?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Against Latov, he did get the win as Yuri on this map.
Interesting.
Maybe,
Yeah, well,
maybe he doesn't
not
feel so
sure.
confident against Kwos.
Might have been
Yeah,
the
well-
turning point of that series as well, Ed. I think that was his first point of the series.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he was down like 5-0, 4-0.
Yeah, 5-0.
Yeah, he was down 5-0, and then he won 6 games in a row versus Latov.
I think
What
it
a beast.
started off on Dune Patrol.
Interesting. Yeah. What?
What?
Marko
Where's
sold
the-
his ref. Okay. He has another one building. It's almost ready. He just needed that extra 100, and he's broke. Okay.
Oh
Wow.
my
Wow.
God, wow.
He scared me for a second there. He scared me for a second there.
Calculated it to the dollar.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
literally to the dollar. That was absolutely
If he had
nuts.
built one extra Connie, he would have gone broke.
Kwos sells MCV. Conscript Wars, you really want to click down those conscripts, make sure they're grouped up. Currently, Kwos getting the better value. Kwos clicking down the conscripts. Doing a better job with a micro at the moment.
Marko bringing in reinforcements, and he's hanging around this rock right here, which is actually pretty nice here. Those rock can actually absorb some shots every now and then, right?
Yeah, and we're going to see both players send their engineers around the top of the map to try and sneak it in. Maybe they'll high five while they're passing each other. A dog from Marko out to counter this engineer. A tank to crush the dog from Kwos. Kwos is going to take down that dog.
Oh.
I say that I wasn't convinced.
So we have mirrored a match. Who is sitting in a more comfortable position, you think, though? Like, they have both 2 miners, no MCV. This is literally all they got to build. Identical. Is there anyone in a lead, or what are we expecting
Marko's
here?
a tank ahead here.
Marko is 1 tank ahead. Kwos is a couple of Connies ahead. 6 of them.
Yes. Yeah, so
No.
I would take the tank versus the conscripts, no? And the
So
engineer
at-
from Marko gonna get killed at the top?
At this point, do we consider the ore patch? Which one has more money, the center one or the bottom? Oh, Kwos getting caught out of position here for a second.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
Connie's been doing more
no,
business
that's
than
terrible for Kwos. Oh my god.
Power plants.
Doesn't overcommit. I would have overcommitted on that one for sure.
And he's coming in again.
Coming again for the power plant. If he gets
He does lose all. He loses all of his conscripts though. Potentially problematic. Now Kwos has the huge fodder advantage. Ooh, I don't know. 9 rhinos for Marko, 7 for Kwos, but Kwos has 20 conscripts on the field.
Oh, the NG gets the ref on Marko's side.
Oh, wow.
Marko has enough for another tank. He brings in the miners as well. That's the right move. Immediately does the right move here. Kwos is going to have to be very careful here.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire here. As can Marko click down these rhinos efficiently with all this fodder? It could be problematic. Marko going for the miners? I don't know if that's the
No.
move. No.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
And
Getting the
Kwos.
ref.
Yeah, with a sneaky NG around the top.
Ow.
Damn, Marko was ahead there. He was doing good. He then stopped microing his conscripts, lost his conscript army, and then that sneaky engineer forcing Marko to go all in. And then it came down to some crazy micro there with all that fodder. Forced to take an engagement with so much fodder around, and Marko couldn't pull it off.
Ow. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Okay, onto a more traditional map, one that is in the Yuri's Revenge QM ladder. It's yes here. I've seen two approaches, Ed, right? I've seen the multiple war factories overwhelm your opponent, and I've seen the tech. I always felt the tech was the right way to go here. What are your thoughts?
It's a mixture of it, right? You get like a couple war factories, then transition over to tech. I feel like that's the standard move here. Going multi-war against these guys, it's pretty easy to like prevent them from pushing you with desos and stuff. They're veterans. They know what they're doing, you know. I think the IC is definitely the way to go here.
And Marko with the dogfights today has just been phenomenal. He's been winning every dogfight so far.
He can potentially block that war factory.
Yeah, Marko usually doesn't do those kind of tactics, but let's see.
Let's see. It's the grand finals. It's time for shenanigans.
Yeah.
I think he was just scouting. Is Marko mining those gems in a way that he could build down comfortably without the ref being bugged in the top left corner?
Yeah,
He needs to mine that square there so that he could build it one away from the cliff. Yeah, that's what he's doing now. Very nice. Second mine. Oh my god!
It takes a shot from the sentry gun and then immediately jumps into the miner that's coming out of the war factory. That's a huge win there. It's going to slow Kwos down a little bit here.
I think we got
Wow.
it. Slowly, thanks for the prime sub. Welcome back. 2 months in a row. Let's go.
4 miners each at the moment. They're going to gobble up these gems really quickly. I'm expecting either a second war factory or a radar out next. Second war factory for Marko. Kwos obviously a little bit behind because of that service depot.
Oh
my god.
That draw almost got in.
Dude, Marko.
I think, and okay, this is not to say he's lucky, but the gods are in his favor today. If he doesn't win, he's been winning dogfights. He's been winning that drone on the bottom jumping in like that. Him killing that drone.
Skill.
You gotta say,
Pure
luck
skill.
is in his side right now.
Pure skill.
You've never seen micro like this before in my life.
Is Kwos like 1 square away from that cliff? Can he still build down? Yes, he can. I don't know what I'm talking about. 3 war factories each. Both going to make a ref now on the other side of the map. It's interesting, Kwos building down first before making that ref next to his base.
Yeah, but he needed that second power plant, though. He was only on 1 power plant for like 3 wars and a ref. So
Yeah, but I mean, that's what, yeah. And now Marko building the radar off the top right corner.
Radar? Oh, radar is out for Marko. Yeah, indeed.
Desolator's coming out now. So yeah, like Ed was saying, the standard, make a few war factories looking like 3 war factories each, and then you tech up. Now Marko is ahead because of that annoying service depot Kwos had to build early on. The question is, will it be enough? Can Kwos hold on?
Yeah, so up front, there's the drone. Drone goes down.
Yeah, very nice defense there from Marko. These 2 Desolators so annoying. Gonna try to force Marko into Kwos into an uncomfortable position. Kwos with his own Desolator out here.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's it right there. Oh, Marko. There it is.
Wow.
the
And he needs
miners.
3 tanks.
Oh, but nice.
Oh, man. 2
These 3
miners go down.
tanks. Oh, God. Painful, painful, painful. But can Marko hold on here in the counterattack?
Doggies are out. Looking good for Marko.
Nice defense
Looking
around.
very
And the
good.
lab
He's
is going to go
gonna kill
down.
the lab.
No, I see it. No, I see. Oh, my God.
And Kwos goes
And just
down.
like that. And that shows a lot, right? A lot of respect to the type of players that you're playing. I feel like, and this isn't to put, okay, let's just say player A. A player A from A class, B class, C class.
Okay.
If that player did what Marko did to Kwos, I doubt Kwos
You
would
wanna
have
get
quit.
high?
But he knows how far behind, and against a player like Marko, there's no way you're coming back.
Yeah, not with your opponent already having an Iron Curtain out. You've been behind the entire game because of 1 skillful drone.
Very skillful drone. No, I mean that move right there on the bottom, forcing
3
Kwos-
rhinos.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
with the desos, it was brilliantly played. Perfect.
Absolutely top tier, top level. That's why he's the GOAT. And I mean, we spoke about it. Marko might have lost 6-1 in the previous series, but it could be, Kwos was on his best day and Marko was on his worst day that day. And it could be that the roles are reversed today and Marko's like feeling it today and Kwos is not feeling it as much. But yeah,
that's true. This game could be very, very, very streaky like that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen the inconsistencies in players. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
That's one of the reasons why people say that Woody, obviously, he's just in a different level because that guy beats everyone no matter the day, no matter if it's raining or sunny. He's just destroying people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Woody, I've never seen him lose a series in my life except one Blitz series versus Kian, but I don't know if that counts.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane here. Yeah, that 3-tank split there, Ed. I mean, that's like a top tier move, and Kwos just didn't notice it. He was distracted. He was microing, and Marko took out the lab. Beautiful play there.
Yeah, and again, Kwos still had a nice eco. He still had tanks. He still had everything. He could have tried to fight back. He could have potentially won. There's always room for mistakes, right? But that's, again, showing respect to your opponent, knowing that, hey, this isn't just another guy. This is Marko. We're just going to quit out, go next, Why get demoralized trying to push over and over and get defeated like that? I guess it's a mental game as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Kwos wants to stay sharp for his next matches. He doesn't want to waste his mental energy on a match he thinks he won't win. And he wants to just move on to the next. This is a completely different map for the 3 maps we've seen until now. We've seen 3 very small maps. And this one is more about macro. And, we're going to see splits here. We're going to see high-level plays here for sure.
I'm wondering if we're going to see any allied today. What do you guys think?
I mean, I've seen Kwos go Yuri. I don't know if I've seen him go allied. And Marko's not a ally. He prefers the Sov.
Yeah, traditional, just strict to Sov. Kwos, he has one hell of an allied. Also, his Yuri's pretty good as well. But yeah, I think they're both going to stick to Soviets here. Seems like the fair thing to do. And if somebody does go allied, then they can just go Yuri against it, right? Allied will have no chance whatsoever. And I don't think it's the grand finals. They're not here for entertainment. They're here to demolish the opponent.
Yeah, although after Latov's showing, maybe you're convinced that Great Britain is the best faction ever. I don't know anymore.
Oh no! Don't do it against Marko. He's gonna take that personally, as Berg has said.
Yeah. So these drones threatening constantly left and right. I love it that they're confident enough to go drones and use revenge. I never would. I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get it in.
I bet that's what she said.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and beat me to the punch.
Double War Factory. Double War Factory. A triple War Factory for Kwos.
Yeah, and I like what Marko's doing here, sending that miner long distance mining to the gems. Kwos does get a drone there. Does Marko see it?
Oh.
Does Marko see it?
Drone's gonna get value. No.
Oh, he is the luck in this game today for
Skill.
Marko, dude.
Skill.
It's insane.
All skill.
He made that dog jump. I mean, he made that dog absorb the jump there for the next down. This is awesome. Look at him.
Again.
He doesn't care, dude. He doesn't care. He's just the luck. The gods are in his side today, dude.
Yeah.
Alright, Year's Revenge Gods want us to get a second finals. Marko pushing in here, threatening. Now it's interesting because Kwos has the War Factory count. Marko has the tank count for now, but Kwos is going to catch up very quickly here, and Marko's going to play ring around the rosy here with Kwos, forcing him to chase him all around the map here and see what value he could get along the way.
Yeah, he needs to be careful here. He's gonna get caught. He might even get sandwiched. He has to be careful. His second wave needs to come soon so he can sandwich Kwos on the right side. That would be the key play right now, right?
Yeah, if he can get these tanks to attack this group here in the top right and bring in the other tanks at the same time.
Kwos doing a really good job
Oh,
defending here.
oh.
It's going to be very tough to get in here. Marko
Yeah,
might have
Marco's
just thrown
gonna
his
lose
entire
those
army
things.
here.
Yeah, oh, very nice defense from Kwos. He's on point. He's everywhere. He is so good at microing those splits. It's absolutely it's as if he's only on one of them constantly.
Yeah.
Oof.
Very impressive out of Kwos
Yeah,
with a
he's
big tank advantage now, 15
huge
versus 8.
advantage for Kwos here.
And he's got 3 more miners than Marko as well. 9 versus 6 miners.
And he just pumped out another war factory. So he's sitting on 5 war factories comfortably.
Yeah, he's got a huge tank advantage right now. He's literally has double the amount of rhinos that Marko has. And yeah, Marko was trying to get something done there. Unfortunately, it was kind of a blunder.
Yeah, definitely.
Marko going to try to defend the right side with Desolators as he brings in his tanks to defend versus this big group. Double sentry gun to try and help him defend versus this group. We'll see if it's enough. Desolator sleeping on the right side.
Oh,
Marko
they just passed through. Oh, man.
Yeah, Marko
On a coffee
defends.
break.
Yeah. Oh wow. So it's all good and nice that Marko puts 2 Desos to defend right side so that he could put it, move his tanks elsewhere. But with Kwos being able to control splits so well and just be everywhere at once, Marko was microing down that left side and he was concentrating there and only there, and he missed the right side going in. Which puts us at 2-2.
We're all tied up.
Damn.
Blood feud. Oh man. This is awesome. These maps are fantastic. I love them.
Well, they're certainly different.
They've been showing some really good games on these. It's different, man. I love the faster pace. You know me. Instead of having like 5 war factories, 20 miners from your war factory, going like, let's go. Let's get going. Attack each other. Fight.
Absolutely. I love it. I mean, it's forcing players to show their skills in all different kind of settings and situations, right? If it was always like, oh, build micro your miners, get a huge rhino army and, split. Now it's the conscript game, the sell your MCV maybe game, the very low body situations, very low money on map situations. It's very interesting. I love it.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can get surprised by some of these players, right? Last game, I think we saw Marko and Latov on here. I think they both went like 2 miners, couple tanks, then miner again after the war factory. They had like, I don't know how many miners, but definitely more than 1 from the traditional like normal games that we've been seeing on these. Sometimes 2 miners, but oh.
Maps are so bad, I want to cry as we're complimenting and Kwos.
Here's the thing though. They are not fan favorites, but they produce great games. You can't deny that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, maybe the players don't like them, but we certainly are entertained from watching them, that's for sure. Oh, react control, that's terrible. So Marko lost on a Kwos the Frost.
That's awesome.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so Marko forcing a sentry gun because of this drone. I feel like it's like, yeah, you're gonna be a tiny bit behind on your miner there, but you already forced a sentry gun, right? And with such a tiny amount of ore here, any type of money you could get your opponent to waste is gonna be worthwhile.
For sure. And both players, once again, going with the multi-miners on this one. They don't... I feel like the Connie Rush is super OP here. But again, these guys, they're playing it safe. And that's something that Marko does a lot. He's like very, very safe. He hardly takes any chances, which is why last game, him doing that move with those tanks was more like a Latov move, right? And you can see that he wasn't very comfortable with it. Nothing? No drone. Yeah, he blunders those tanks, but he's more of a safe guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Marko, a very safe and consistent player. It's gotten him the title of the GOAT, for the past 20 years, so something works for him.
Definitely.
But yeah, very unconventional way to play this map. We're used to seeing crazy rushes, MCB cells, and we just spoke about that's what we like, is to see the different play styles. And these guys are playing this map as if it's traditional. Now, very, very quickly, they're going to run out of money. The map is going to run out of money. And I suppose then it's going to come down to some crazy micro. I don't know.
Well, 3 war factories for Kwos.
Kwos just a little bit ahead here. Marko puts out his 3rd war factory now. The Both pretty even on tanks. Kwos just a tiny bit ahead on Kwos sells MCV after radar.
You know that meme with the stick and you poke. Do something. Do something, guys. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Marko
Sells
sells his
MCV.
MCV as well, so they're dead even. They're dead even. We got drones out for Marko. He's gonna try and get these decimals. Also for Kwos. I mean, these guys are mirrored. Is it the same player playing himself?
There's a snaky engineer on the top side. Does Marko? Oh, he does
Drone.
see it.
Yeah, drone takes the engineer out. Oh, Marko. Oh, these miners caught out of position. One goes down. That's huge. You really don't want to be losing any of your miners this early.
Oh, that's so.
Very nice deso there from Kwos. Although they're both going to be taken out. How many desos does Marko lose? I spent so much money on those desos. He's down to miner. Kwos definitely ahead at this point.
Yeah, that's some good microing right there from Kwos. Goes in, gets all the fodder from Marko with the nice deso there. Kills a couple of the desos as well, and a miner. Pushing back. Very nice.
Marko might return the favor with a miner, but he loses rhinos to do it. I don't know if he should be taking this fight. Desos can move into position. Can he get another miner here? That could be huge. Gets it.
Deso's in the front line.
Oh, the dog gets
God.
3 desos. 3 desos that dog just got.
Wow, what an OP dog.
All right, now here's the thing. Can Marko hold? Because
they're equal
Kwos
on
just
tanks.
lost a lot of miners.
No, Marko's ahead on tanks. Marko's ahead on...
Yeah.
He's ahead on tanks and ahead on miners then. Okay, looking good.
Wow, absolutely insane. But these desos could pose a problem. Does Marko save that miner? He does. Wow, and Marko's gonna win this fight. If he stops shooting the desolators, he will.
Dog fodder comes in. That can change the tides. Marko. Oh,
Stop
he's gonna-
driving over there. Oh, get off the
my
radiation. No.
All of his tanks are so weak now. One of them smoking, just about to pop here.
Oh god, none of his tanks full health, no service depot, no way to repair them. Now they're even on tanks as well. Oh, all of a sudden the turns have tabled. Looking good for Kwos. Marko's gonna need some god micro here. The miners, they're coming to his advantage, being used as fodder. Kwos throwing away a rhino for free.
Not bad there for Marko. Doesn't lose a miner.
1 HP miner.
Yeah.
Very nice. And again, Marko should have the eco advantage in theory, although Kwos is richer at the moment. Marko 1 miner ahead still. He needs a drone. He can't let the Kwos's desolators get away with that again. And Kwos also has the fodder, which is something to keep in mind. Miner getting... Okay, it went to dump just on time, dude. That was not micro. He just had to dump the ore at the exact moment. You needed him to move away. Skill, Ed, skill.
Yeah, always.
Marko out tanking by 3.
Yeah, we gotta be very, very, very cautious though, because his tanks are very hurt. There's a few of them there that are just about to die.
Yeah, and the tank numbers are close. It's only 1 or 2 different all the time. Nice Kwos. Oh my god, that drone survives. Marko loses another desolator. He really wants to take out the Kwos's desolators, and he does, but he does stand a bit on radiation as well. Oof. Again, Marko 3 tanks ahead, but so many of them are smoking. At the end of the day, Marko has the eco advantage. And it might come down to this. I mean, Kwos already sold one of his war factories because he needed the money.
Yeah, that's a nice play actually. I think Marko should do the same. They don't have the money to pump out consistently with 3 war factories anyway, so.
Yeah, and they're playing tag with the desos and the drone. Marko desperately wants to get this desolator. Wow, Marko still 3 tanks ahead. Like you said, the war factory advantage not coming into play because he doesn't have the money to sustain it anyway. So he should be selling one of them. Then he could maybe pump out some dogs, maybe another desolator. There we go, the desolator comes out. Marko should definitely sell one of these war factories. Oh, nice position there for Marko. Throws away a drone for no reason. The desolator does go down. Deso's gonna act as fodder here, and Marko has the advantage with the tank numbers. Kwos sending in a miner to die. Needs to back out. Marko needs to be careful here. If he can click down Kwos' tanks, he's winning this fight, and Kwos throwing away his miners.
Yeah, Marko clearly ahead here. Only 4 tanks left for Kwos. Marko is going to take this fight. It's going to take this game.
Wow, what a game.
No way. It's coming down to 4 Rhino tanks there at the very end.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely insane there. What a close game. And yeah, very, very different. Like, we saw them managing their eco. Kwos selling his MCV after radar. Marko following suit. And then Kwos selling that War Factory. But Marko's ability to micro larger groups of tanks, I think, is superior to Kwos. Kwos might be better at splits. But Marko's ability to take big engagements is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and we've always heard that Marko could be a little bit slow, right, to react to splits and such. So maybe, yeah, these maps are in his favor here. Kwos can't abuse that. And damn, Marko's micro there was really nice with the desos, with the drones coming in and out. It's a lot of bait and switch. A lot of times you push your deso out so you can bait the drone, you move your tanks in, but it's actually a false thing. And it's hard to explain it, but it's just bait and switch, bait and switch, bait and switch, bait and switch. That's entirely the entire goal of the game. Bait and switch, bait and switch, bait and switch. And it gets so stressful sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. What a phenomenal game there. And now we're seeing a completely different map, like the opposite of the other map. If the other map was low eco, this one is high eco. You start with 4 oil derricks and 4 big patches of gems. And if we're correct in our analysis, this one's going to play more in Kwos' favor.
I expect like 5 war factories by the 3-minute mark already.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I am expecting a high production on this map. This is going to be a, yeah.
You could definitely get away with it.
Eco-friendly here.
Eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah. So we're not seeing any conscripts or any sneaky engineers out of these players. Considered very honorable players, both of them. I usually not a lot of cheese, not a lot of shenanigans out of Kwos or Marko. Obviously, they'll do it if their opponent is doing it, and if they sell their MCV and they get an engineer, they'll try and use that engineer as well.
Yeah.
But usually, we don't see any crazy shenanigans like early engineers from these players.
Double war ready for Marko. Double war for Kwos.
And Marko's
couple of drones running around, just looking for a target. Marko comes out with another drone, so he has 2 drones on the field right now. Kwos hunting with 1. Does bait a sentry gun.
Yeah, Marko going 1 extra miner out of the War Factory before switching into Rhinos. So he's going to have the eco advantage. Not that you need it this early on, but it definitely might come into play a little bit later on. Kwos now with the 2nd War Factory as well. 3rd War Factory out for Kwos.
Throws a tank in the middle, bottom.
Oh, he doesn't see it.
Oh, doesn't see it. And again, does the
the dogs.
This guy.
Yeah.
Skill.
Again, twice.
Skill.
He does it twice.
3rd War Factory out from Marko, catching up to Kwos' War Factory count. Now Kwos is going to play to his strength and split off some tanks. Let's see if Marko is able to handle these splits. Right side, this miner looking very juicy right now on the right side. Very, very juicy. There we go. He primaries that War Factory on that side. This miner on the left, he needs to move it. He needs to move it now.
That actually might go down here.
And there we go. Marko's miner advantage disappears just like that.
He does drone a miner on the top right, and he did drone a tank of Kwos, so he got a little something in return. But yeah, losing a miner, you don't want to have that. But again, he's on 9K right now. He's doing fine with his eco.
Right side split for Kwos.
Yeah, and exactly like you mentioned, allowed Marko to pull ahead in War Factory count. He's on 4 War Factories. Kwos only now making his 4th War Factory, but the splits is what we were talking about. And Kwos sends these 3 tanks downfield to the right side. I don't see any reaction out of Marko just yet. Marko might lose another miner there.
He might actually lose another miner here.
He does lose another miner, but he is engaging in the top. He does have a slight advantage there, but he's facing sentry guns and everything.
We'll get this miner. This miner was already damaged by the drone.
Oh, wow. And yeah, that puts Kwos back down to 3 miners. They're both on 3 miners at the moment. So, I mean, they kind of evened it out. 4 War Factories, 13 tanks, 3 miners each. They're dead even right now.
Oh, that War
go.
Factory was blocking. You saw that?
Oh, the rhinos. It was primary. Three
Oh
rhinos were
my
blocked
God.
because they were exiting the War Factory onto that bridge part. Ah,
Forced to
forcing
sell it.
Marko.
Forced to
Ah,
sell a war.
back down to 3 War Factories while Kwos is on 4. Now Marko does have the tank numbers at the moment. Okay, taking this engagement. Needs to be careful. His tanks are a little bit spread out. But looks like he's gonna... Oh, they're gonna come out even on this engagement. Marko needs to back out.
Yeah, needs to send this, the Connies up first.
Well, the reinforcements for Kwos are coming too fast. He's not gonna be able to push this any further. And yeah, that's why he needed to back out right there. Kwos is gonna wreck Marko's army there. Very problematic. Currently, Marko on 4 minus, Kwos on 5, and the tank numbers obviously in Kwos' favor big time.
Kwos is winning in tank numbers and in minor numbers. And
Oh,
fifth War Factory comes out.
beautiful. The timing there from Marko. Really, really nice defense there. Trying to even out the playing field. Getting Kwos to... Wow, the value there. All of a sudden, they're even on rhinos again. Marko even
very
ahead on the
heads-up
War
play there
Factory.
by Marko. Takes the tail end of Kwos' tanks there, just punishes them going through the ore, slows them down. Now Marko on the offensive here. It's a lot of back and forth, defense, offense here. I'm loving it.
Yeah. And I have to agree with Doof88 here on the right-hand side. The gems that Marko hasn't taken is hurting my eyes.
Marko's gonna hit broke. Marko hits broke. Kwos is on $10,000.
Yeah, Kwos getting all of those juicy gems. Marko only now finishing off the gems on the left, and he has a huge patch of gems on the right that he hasn't touched, and that's why he's going broke compared to Kwos, who has those 7k of gems in the bank at the moment. Ooh, Marko does it. Kwos clicking down those tanks. Marko was away for a second there. I don't know what he was doing exactly, but this puts Kwos ahead on the rhino numbers. Marko needs to get out of there, regroup, and hope for the best because Kwos is going to chase all the way, and he is getting rhinos as he's doing it. Ooh, we could see
Not
that.
good for Marko.
Very,
Not good at
very
all.
bad.
No.
Excellent push there by Kwos. Puts his fodder up in the front lines there. Does take the dog war, wins the dog war, and then just pushes right through.
Damn, and that evens out this score again, 3-3. I mean, this game was really close. I could point at several moments where Kwos was ahead and several moments where Marko was ahead, each making just the slightest mistake in micro, the slightest mistake here and there. He gets a miner, he gets some value, he gets a drone. And at the end of the day, Kwos manages to push his advantage. I think it came down to eco. Marko started falling behind on tanks. And the reason was Marko abandoned one of his gem patches, didn't get it. And that's 7k that was in the gem patch instead of in his bank account.
Yeah, and you see little mistakes, forced to sell the war factory as well when his tanks got caught out there or were stuck.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks big time.
Player defeated.
The players' commentary. First good map of the series. Game number 7. Game number 7. We're finally gonna have a normal map according to the players, and it's a map by Jalad. There you go, Jalad. There's this compliment right there from the players. My goodness.
Chalad, the only normal map maker confirmed?
Yeah.
Hey, it's not called the Unlucky 13 tournament for nothing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, Tiberon, again, like the opposite of what we've seen so far. Classic map, big, huge, lots of splits, lots of expansion. I'm expecting very, very heavy economy. And I think that Marko's Achilles heel is going to be Kwos' splits.
We're gonna see what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna stretch first to the next Aura patch and then move MCV maybe. That's been the normal build these days for Tiberon. Well, I remember when the map just came out, you would move immediately after War Factory. And I think one of the first discussions I had about this was with Ed. Ed saying, yeah, you can stay put and stretch and then move. And I said, no, you move immediately. That was a long time ago, but I think in the long run, Ed is right. You should stretch first, and then see what you will do. You don't need to get those gems early on, the second patch of gems.
Oh, I agree with that for sure, especially with the double War Factory meta, which we're seeing both players apply here, which is absolutely expected. Now, we do have some drones, hungry, looking for targets. Marko, all right, Marko's drone going back and forth, perhaps trying to bait a sentry gun. Kwos' drone in Marko's base as well, looking for a target.
Oh, gets clicked down.
It says Yuri's Revenge. Those things are so fragile to miners.
Yeah, one
Here
shot,
comes Marko.
one kill for the miners, and dead even at the moment. Except
pulls
Kwos
out
lost
another
his drone. Yeah, he's gonna try and get some value out of it. 7 miners for Marko. Kwos now catching up, getting 7 as well. Third War Factory out for both players at the moment. And they're just going to go, okay, interesting. So it looks like Marko's going to stretch and Kwos is going to move to the next gem patch. Who do you agree with here, Ed?
Well, Kwos is doing a good job right now, taking advantage of the fact that Marko didn't have that second drone. And that's something I was going to say. It's typically normal for people to have 2 drones, one to hunt and the other just to prevent that MCV from moving, just as Kwos did right now. I think Kwos has a hidden drone somewhere down here as well. Marko, he's going to go right to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does not get lucky this time. But
he does
again,
oh my god.
You mean he didn't activate his skill this time?
yeah.
So,
Misclick guy.
So this little move did allow Marko to be on 4 War Factories longer, but we're also seeing the eco cost of that. No, I mean, Marko's eco is doing fine, but he is not actually, they're dead even on Rhinos as well. Marko is ahead on miners. There are 9 miners versus now 9 for Kwos.
Yeah,
So,
the ref pops up for Kwos on the right side just now.
yeah, very even. And now Marko moves his MCV, but not before, building to that third ore patch. So a bit of a different build here now. Kwos is going to get those gems earlier. That we're going to see a real boost to his economy. I'm expecting a 5th War Factory out for him very soon.
Yeah, and something to take note here is their miner managing. Sorry, I said that horribly. They're miner managing in ore fields. Like, they spread them out so nicely, so evenly. We see typically some, again, I'm going to say A-class, B-class players having like 5 miners on 1 ore patch and then just depleted. They spread these out so nice, 3-3, and then Marko sends out another 2 to the bottom. They're doing so good in their miner control here.
Yeah, you don't have to say A, B-class. You could say doofus. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm S-class.
Yep.
And on the bottom, Marko is a little bit outnumbered here. He does primary that War Factory. That means the reinforcements are going to be coming really quickly. And I love the power plant in Kwos' face to stop him from maneuvering. That was absolutely phenomenal. Now, Kwos
There's
a little
a
bit
huge
caught.
push in the middle
Oh
here
my
from
God,
Marko.
Kwos
Kwos
is
is
the one who's
falling
not
asleep.
noticing.
Yep.
Uncontested
boy.
split. Oh my goodness. Minus for
Uncontested.
taking.
Oh,
Those
this is.
tanks on the top side still haven't moved. Finally
Oh
reacts
my
to it.
God! 1 miner, 2 miner, 3 miner, all gonna go down. Marko
My
moves his
goodness.
MCV. Wow, and we were talking about. Oh, we got a bit of lag there. We're talking about Marko's weakness being split, and Marko catches Kwos unawares, gets 2 War Factories, 3 miners. Can you wish for more value than that on a split?
Just engaging against these tanks the way he is. No, don't go get sandwiched. I would have just taken one fight with
Well, there's
one of
2
those
splits coming in. Like, there's on the left,
the
Marko
top?
coming in and
Oh.
taking the power plant, and at the top, Marko forcing all these miners AFK.
Oh, 5 minus AFK, 4 minus AFK for Kwos, 6. My goodness.
Marko gonna dive on this MCV.
Gets
Holy,
it.
he gets it. Okay, so now the question is like this. Marko's on 5 War Factories, Kwos is on 4. At the moment, Marko's also ahead on tanks? What?
Miners going down left and center, literally.
Oh my God, and now Marko's gonna push in it. Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Wow.
dude.
This old man has some skill after all, huh?
Well, yeah, and I mean, Marko finished that with 12k in the bank. Kwos was broke. Wow. It's so funny to me that this entire time I personally was saying Marko's weakness is splits, Marko's weakness, and then Kwos, completely unawares, huge batch of rhinos in the center of his base, and I mean it was over already then. And then
like
and then
20
Marko with
tanks.
Yeah, and then Marko with a three-way split that entire time.
Awesome, very nice, well played.
Fascinating. Golden State Valley, no precap. Wow, very interesting there. Very interesting. What? Is it just what we mentioned earlier, Ed? Is it, Marko's having a good day, Kwos having a bad day, and it's just that? Because Kwos, the first series, he won so convincingly. It didn't feel close.
I don't know, man. Marko definitely ate his Cheerios today. He's playing phenomenal right now. He's doing really good. Like you said, we expected him to be a little slow on the splits and everything, and this last game he took charge. He was the one calling the shots there. This map here though, GSV, one of my favorites to be honest. Allied or Soviet here, a little more faster paced, right? We're not going to see 2 War Factory opening with like 3-4 miners in the back end of that. Usually we see a little bit more action quicker.
Yeah, definitely a map that encourages earlier engagements more, especially with this forward oil, Ed, when you're forced to have an expansion, right? Because you're not going to build off the soil, right? You're not going to give this up ever. You have the gem patch and you have the oil itself, and if you give that up, you're going to lose for sure. So forcing players to build on expansion points early on is definitely something that encourages earlier engagements. Can Kwos build up the cliff from that? I think he can.
Yeah, he should be able to. I think it's the left side. If on the left side, if you don't get that War Factory like on the edge, it's pretty damn hard to get up top with the refinery. Here you can still squeeze in that refinery into that little area there, just how he just did right now, and then you can still build up toward the ore.
Yeah, for sure. So 3 miners each at the... No, sorry. Yeah, 3 miners each at the moment. And yeah, like you said, Kwos can build up the cliff there. And we've seen Kwos do this. He likes to build one building further, or can he already place the ref on that top hill? He loves putting it like right on the level of the ore. He has
that time. He forced to build a barracks there for that one.
Yeah, so he makes a forward barracks, which is not a terrible idea anyway. Oh, yeah,
excellent micro again by Marko. Oh my God, godly micro. He was a
perfect micro. Perfect. No, it's perfect micro there. He stopped the drone.
Yep.
Dude, Marko was literally sitting on that turret, and
I'm literally looking at what you guys are talking about.
on the left-hand side.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Still 2 drones for Marko here.
Oh, now that was micro.
Yeah.
It was tricking. Oh!
Oh, and he gets another. Wow, Kwos on fire, man.
What was that miner doing on the ref?
Well, Kwos was like clicking it, not clicking it, clicking it, not clicking it. He was waiting for Marko to come and attack him, and it wasn't happening until it did, and Kwos was ready. So really nice. Kwos has a drone on the left-hand side hiding. Looks like Marko's gonna send his rhinos down to hunt it. No.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
nice.
A sentry gun behind the War Factory. Love that.
That was kill.
That was you reading into the future here. All right, so all said and done, early game is over. We got 6 miners for Kwos. We have 2 War Factories for him, 3 War Factories for Marko. Just pulled up the next one, and only 5 miners though. So he is 1 miner behind, but he has an extra War Factory here.
Yes, indeed. Marko just 1 tank ahead here. Very, very close on the tank numbers. Kwos with a fodder advantage at the moment. So the question is, so Marko's going to expand. Well, what do you think? Ed, are you an expander or are you a seller?
No. I like to keep building here. Definitely expand person, but I wouldn't... typically, I normally wouldn't go all the way to the top left here.
You'd move to the right.
Yeah, you have some options here on the bottom side. But yeah, this is not a bad move. But then again, you're gonna get exposed. Here comes Kwos. Kwos clicking down that drone. Marko does see it. Send some tanks over there to
There we go. We were talking about the split. 3-way splits coming out of Kwos right now. Doof, get ready for some crazy camera movement.
Yeah, gotcha, bro. That's what I do.
Oh, and Marko getting caught in the center with his pants down.
He's asleep. He's asleep. He doesn't see it.
Yeah, and Kwos hitting the exact perfect point where Marko didn't calculate the correct number of tanks. Kwos is just so good with these splits. It is absolutely insane, getting huge value. And now at the top, as soon as Marko leaves that position, Kwos goes in, gets a miner on gems. Huge value there for Kwos. Kwos now ahead on rhinos. Marko forced to sell the MCV. Still winning that fight at the top, microing those tanks somehow at the top. He's going to get that, which means he's going to get this miner potentially. And that just puts Marko in a devastating position. That three-way split from Kwos now in the center as well, getting these miners as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, excellent play there by Kwos, and you gotta say, I mean, at this point, Marko kind of put himself in a losing position by moving his MCV up there. Three-way split easily. If you moved it to the bottom, then you only have to worry about two-way splits, right? You don't have to worry about the third one there. He just exposes that MCV. It's just freely out there. In my opinion, definitely don't go up there.
Yeah. Wow. And these guys are dead set on keeping it dead even, and it is 4-4.
Heck freezes over. Classic.
Sick map. Damn. Yeah, Kwos with those splits. Did you see how quickly Kwos realized center? I have the advantage. He goes in. Right? Marko starts moving towards the center top. Marko isn't there. He goes in. The speed in which Kwos controls those splits is just crazy.
Player defeated.
Yeah, and we did see Marko just kind of AFK there in the center. He wasn't aware. Kwos was just a little too quick there. Marko not reacting fast enough. Basically lost the entire middle fight before he realized he had like one tank left. He's like, oh, whoops.
Whoops. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? I can't keep track of 3 splits at once and micro them. Kwos can. I don't know if he uses 2 mice and 3 keyboards or I don't know, but somehow he's everywhere.
Well, they don't call him the robot for nothing here.
Yeah, Kwos.
I think Ivor calls him the robot, right? Is he the
death
death robot?
the death robot. Yeah. Something like that.
The death robot. We got Kian who can match his robot scenes because he has 8 arms. Marko the goat, though, he likes to just devour people by macro. Usually that's his goal here.
Indeed. I'm starting to think Marko needs to be more offensive. If he's gonna let Kwos dictate the... Now I know Marko likes to stay back and defend, and he's really good at it, right? And macro and go 1 extra miner and slowly out macro your opponent. But I feel like allowing Kwos to do what he does best, which is go on the offensive with 3 groups of tanks at once, is just not going to work out for him.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right there. Poor Marko couldn't even keep track of his single drone out there in the field. Targets a dog. The dog goes straight into the ore field, into the miner. Miner just takes care of it. Easy peasy.
Kill.
Have you guys noticed the second War Factory build from Marko on Heck?
Interesting. So this jam patch is going to disappear really quickly. Oh, the drone coming in. Okay, doesn't. Marko does click it. Playing tag.
He wanted to do the butt dance again.
Yeah. So this is interesting. So Marko's going to get these dumps on the gems. And, oh, beautiful micro there.
A good micro.
And this time it was micro, Ed.
It was.
Yeah.
And Marko just going heavy on the miners now. It's interesting, these War Factories so far away from the left-hand ore patch. Marko sending them long distance. And Kwos gonna long distance mine this patch of gems here on the left. Something we see players sometimes do. And now Marko switching into rhinos. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to see, right? I wanted to see the aggressive Marko because I think that's what he needs to do versus a player like Kwos.
Yeah, and I don't like this 2 War Factory opening here on Heck. He's a little bit behind. He's down on a miner right now, and Kwos already on 3 War Factories, and his eco is looking pretty juicy. Well, he's gonna get this nice dump right here too of gems.
Yep. And
but
sells the ref. Yep, beautiful. Marko's gonna move to mid, it seems.
Yeah, so that's going to give him a nice eco boost. He's on 3 War Factories at the moment. I can't abandon the center just yet. Okay, Kwos is just clearing up some trees, some landscaping. Kwos is going to build down to the center, down to Heck, and get these gems while Marko had to move to get them.
Yeah, this version of Heck, because there's like 100 different versions. This one favors the bottom right slightly because those gems are so easy to take there. If Marko wanted to, he can even just send one of his extra miners to long distance that gem patch, but he does feel more comfortable moving his MCV there.
Yeah, well, he definitely should, I feel, send one miner to get those gems. He's got 2 miners on gems in the center, so it's not that he needs constant cash. Those big dumps are definitely gonna play to his advantage. Now, at the moment, Kwos on 5 war factories. Marko only on 3. So Kwos's production much better than Marko's now. And Marko, before making a 5th war factory, moves his MCV again, which means Kwos's production is gonna stay faster for a while.
Yeah, and Marko at this point needs to be careful because the right side ore is basically all done. So there's going to be 4 miners mining nothing there for a little bit. He's going to probably hit broke if he's not careful here.
Hopefully he's going to micro some of these miners to the new MCV position here.
Yeah.
And use that. Now again, Marko, he has the
winning
eco.
The dogfight. He's winning the dogfight.
Yep.
That's huge.
Has the fodder. Sentry guns come up. Can he micro this? Another. Oh, yeah. Beautiful fodder right. Ejecting fodder into the fight. Great play from Kwos there. And Marko needs to be careful because he doesn't have the tank numbers. He doesn't have the tank numbers.
Oh, my God.
Needs to get out of there right now and go on the defensive right away. Marko sending
Kwos
3 miners
played
to the
that
storm patch.
beautifully, man. He made a barracks, instantly making dogs out of that barracks, causing all of Marko's tanks to shoot that way, then putting us. That
Sentry
was so
in
nice.
between all those tanks, bro.
That was so nice, yeah.
That one tile. Oh, man.
Absolutely brilliant from Kwos there. Yeah, injecting those dogs right into the fight, making Marko's tank turrets constantly turn to shoot down those dogs. Really, really nice there. Marko in a nice defensible position here in the center. Like, he could spam some more sentry guns in the center if Kwos tries to attack from that vector. Now, I do want to mention Kwos is on 23 tanks. Marko only on 15 at the moment. Marko now caught up on war factories, but Kwos has been on 5 war factories for a while, and now Kwos is going to start splitting. Oh, this MCV looking juicy right now. Look at this split from Kwos. Do you see that?
Does Marko spot it? That's the real question.
He's not reacting to
Oh,
it.
no.
He's not reacting to it.
No. The map awareness. Marko.
He's
Marko.
Yeah, that MCV is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, Marko. Bye-bye MCV. Now he sees his base is under attack, and he does get a ref up, but how many miners is he going to lose here? Does it even matter? Look at Kwos's base right now. Holy moly. He's bringing in all of the miners to fight off this attack with some rhinos, but Kwos targeting down those miners, and he gets an elite. Look at the micro out of Kwos.
Man.
Damn.
And just like that, 4 tanks is all it took on the bottom side to go and destroy Marko's willingness to win that game.
For the first time this series, Kwos is ahead.
Jesus.
Kwos pulling ahead 5-4. Best of 13. But damn. Yeah, it's Ed. What do you do? I mean, what Marko's map awareness. I don't know.
I don't know if you noticed, but I think he got a little distracted because he was in the offensive there for a second. He made a drone, and he was looking at the top right. He was looking to drone Kwos's MCV as it went to the right side. I think that was his goal, and I think that's what kept his attention for a split second and didn't catch the split on the left side. Because usually, I mean, that's usually what happens, right? These guys are pretty aware of the map. They're always looking around, but once you start focusing on one of the tactics that you want to do, you kind of lose focus of like the rest of the map for just a split second. And it just takes that second to squeeze in some takes and just be out of position.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, Kwos sneaky splits there. When you're playing a player like Kwos, you've got to be looking all over the map all the time. And something that is so hard to do versus a player with an APM like Kwos.
Yeah, so far we've seen a couple of games that go down to just missing that little, what is it, sneaky split, sneaky Ingy on the very first game as well, taking Marko's refinery, the sneaky split. But Marko also doing the same thing on Tiberon, right? Except it wasn't sneaky, it was an entire army coming down the middle.
Yeah.
So this one here is a little more close quarters. Everybody can see this map. It's not as big. Well, it's the different version of CS. So there is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 6 different ways you can go through. But small choke points. I think I don't think Marko's gonna get split here, right? No, he can't lose to a split here.
I mean, in the first series on this game, Kwos did a 3-way split. He was down the center, he was on the left, and he was on the right, and Marko could not keep up. Any place Marko wasn't, Kwos was. And Kwos had perfect micro on all 3 splits. Kwos moving his MCV after service depot. Here comes the drone. Drone's gonna wait till the last second, force Kwos to go as far as possible.
He doesn't
Kwos?
see it. He doesn't see it.
Kwos?
He's focused on his own drone.
Kwos?
Oh!
Damn, so Kwos taking a while there to react. Now, it is a map where you go broke regardless, so it doesn't matter too much how much time it cost you, but Kwos wanted to be building that next ref already for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That slows him down significantly. Marko already has his refinery on the next patch, and micros his miner once again. OP micro.
Yeah, indeed. Going low power there for a second. Makes a second power plant. Kwos has all of his miners on one ore patch, now moving one of them across towards... I mean, yeah, Marko's definitely in a more comfortable position at the moment. Kwos now goes low power because of that service depot.
Yeah, in a map like this too, where the players typically go a couple war factories and then tech to IC, that little slight delay might actually be all the difference that it takes. Marko having like a 30-second advantage on the IC before Kwos could be literally game-changing.
Absolutely. And currently, Marko on 8 miners, Kwos going all the way up to 10.
Still no second war. There's the second war for Kwos, finally.
Yeah, so Marko was now on the 3rd war. So Marko going less miners, but more aggro, which is a look I like for him. I think that's it's more what he needs to do. And I want to see him start to utilize these tanks, start to pressure, start to force Kwos to put down sentry guns. I mean, Kwos' eco is going to be phenomenal. He's got 10k in the bank now, and...
Marko.
Ooh,
Doesn't get
the
one of his
Rhino.
tanks droned.
The
He's
Rhino.
chasing another one.
The Rhino.
Does he see it? He doesn't see it.
The Rhino.
He doesn't see it.
The Rhino.
There's no dog to help you this time.
Oh.
This time, the drone gets value.
Loses
Does
2
get
rhinos
2.
to a drone. And yeah, and there goes like some of Marko's advantage, right? He was ahead because of his production, but Kwos has already caught up. He's on 4 war factories as well. Look at these 3 war factories to stretch.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, so Marko's advantage disappears when it comes to tank numbers, and Kwos is 1 miner ahead.
Yeah, he still has a macro advantage in my opinion. He's going to be a little bit of slightly ahead, right? I'm imagining a radar coming out soon, or is he going to go 5 war factories before?
So it's interesting
split on
because,
top.
yeah, Kwos splitting 2 tanks to the top, and Marko's sort of splitting towards the bottom. Well, not really.
No,
that
Marko
miner
going
with
for
the
the 5th
gems.
war.
Yeah. So
think that is the
Kwos on
play.
5 war factories as well. Marko on 5 war factories. Yeah, and this is gonna come to a situation where again I feel it plays to Kwos' strengths. Because look, what's gonna happen? We're gonna have groups of tanks on the center, right, and bottom, right? And the question is, who's gonna be able to micro more splits at once? And I feel the answer to that is gonna be Kwos.
Yeah, Marko has a huge tank advantage on the bottom left side for now. I don't think he needs all those tanks down there at the moment. He's
Yeah, but now
outnumbered
Kwos is
on
going
the
into the
top.
center, right? As soon as Marko moves out of the center, Kwos moves to the center. He's so fast on noticing where Marko isn't.
And look at Kwos' eco. His eco is super nice right now. He's at 13k. Marko on 3k. He's not bottoming out, so it's not a problem. But still, Kwos sitting on that money, he can just spam out hella fodder right now, and which he looks like he's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, Kwos currently with 6 war factories versus Marko's 5 war factories. That extra 2 miners that he's had the entire game is paying off. That's 1,000k and another 1,000k and another miner dump, which adds up and allows Kwos to pull ahead on the eco big time. Marko does catch up on the war factory count. Kwos has insane amount of fodder.
Oh, Marko pumps out a miner from his war
the
factory.
Yeah, indeed.
He's trying to catch up now. Kwos coming in on the left, Kwos going in on the right at the same time. Marko does. I mean, he doesn't really have the numbers and now in the center as well. So this is what Kwos does best, right? Is he'll micro down his splits in a way that no one else can, and that's why he's going to win this fight in the center big time, forcing Marko to bring the right-hand side tanks to try and desperately defend the center. In the meantime, Kwos is just going to drive through, and that leaves these 3 tanks on the right-hand side free to do whatever they want. Marko losing miners, so that extra miner for the war factory didn't help much. And now on the left-hand side, again, Kwos microing perfectly. And this,
Marko sending, I think he sent like 10 tanks to counter 3 tanks on the right side, leaving his middle a little more. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I think he's a lot better than this. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I don't like the way that he moved his tanks there. Too many on the right side. Kwos, like you said, took advantage of the center immediately. Despite being out tanked, Marko fell asleep again. He was. I mean, it's easier said than done. He has to deal with 3 different groups of tanks. I understand that much, but I think he's so much better than this. I think he doesn't normally fall asleep like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the speed in which Kwos micros his... I mean, I don't know if he's like waypointing and... Because all of his tanks are like targeting tanks and not attacking fodder. It is just so impressive, the ability Kwos has to control those splits. And the speed in which he reacts is like, oh, I could take this fight. And he goes in, and then he... You know, he retreats on the left side because there he can't take it. But on the other 2 fronts, he's microing and clicking and winning. And it's something that Marko just can't keep up with. Marko has to understand he can't allow Kwos to play his game. He has to play Marko's game. Marko likes huge tank fights with big bundles. Force those kind of engagements. Don't let Kwos come in with all different kind of groups and try and defend that. Because clearly Kwos just has the APM for it.
Yeah, he really does. He really does. Catching Marko asleep once again. I think this is like the 3rd game that he kind of just wins like that, right? They were building up macro. All right, I'm gonna just split 3 ways and I'm gonna win in like the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, and
like
he's
that's
just
it.
been able to
Simple.
do so success. Yeah, well, simple.
Easy peasy. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and this puts Marko in a scary position because this means that Kwos is on match point. So if Kwos takes this one, that's going to be it. And Kwos will take the tournament. Marko needs to win 3 consecutive wins to force Kwos into another finals.
Oh man, yeah.
Again, Marko better at controlling big groups of rhinos and taking those engagements. Kwos better at microing splits. I feel like what Marko has to do is go on the offensive, and every time Kwos tries to split, say, okay, I'm just going to take this big engagement and go in.
Yeah, I think he did that against Latov and what map is it? Kwos the Frost. But yeah, it was where Latov wanted to keep creating the pace of the game, and every single time Latov would go somewhere, Marko would just not fall for the bait, and he would just go the opposite way and just spam drones. In this case, I feel like he should do the same thing. You know, like he doesn't want to.
Oh my god, Marko gets that drone, and that is crazy.
Pain.
Yeah, because they were clicking back and forth for a long time. Like the miner was going. The miner was clicking, and then the drone went back, and then the miner went back, and then the drone came to attack, and then they were going back and forth, and then somehow Marko got it in.
This time.
Yeah, skill, Ed.
Skill, absolutely, 100%.
Could Kwos return the favor? Is the question. Forced to make a service depot. Oh, and he does. He does. I wonder if Marko. Yeah, so the war factory comes out in time. He didn't have to cancel a war factory to make this service depot. Kwos, on the other hand, we're going to see the 3rd war factory coming out a little bit later. And yeah, he could use this to base stretch as well. So definitely Marko's drone hurt more.
For sure.
So
Both
yeah,
players
like
just spamming out those miners, making those wars, and finally, first tank comes out for Marko. First tank comes out for Kwos. I'm imagining that they're going to make a couple more miners off the war factories later on as well.
Well, yeah, I would definitely like to see that. Both players keeping their service depots for now. Marko microing one of his miners onto the new ore patch. Fourth War Factory comes out for Kwos. Again, a little bit behind Marko there. But it's not translating into tank numbers, really. They're pretty even.
Does get tank.
Yeah, and that evens out the numbers completely.
Yeah, Kwos on the right side here, sending a miner to long distance mine. That's a pretty good target to send a drone to. Now Kwos making 4 extra drones. Is he just gonna spam out drones? It looks like he is.
Oh,
He doesn't
no
want
gene,
Marko to
yeah.
Here comes the Doof.
The gene strat on this map, Ed. You've seen it, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And these drones can just be such a pain. Again, when the route towards the enemy's base is so long that you could drone them all the way. By the time they get there, they're all dead. It can be just so annoying. And to Marko's response, drones as well.
Yeah, on top of that, you can kind of like corral your opponent, right? Like right now, he's gonna bring in all these tanks on the left side. If Marko is gonna go and match him, he can get punished by these drones as well. Marko making his own drones as well now, so that's good. He needs to match. So many drones on the right side, bottom right here, coming toward Marko's base.
Yeah, so it looks like we've devolved into some drone wars. Imagine if drones were like dogs and it was luck who killed who first.
Yeah, this is, well, sometimes it can be like that, right? All these drones that Marko has right now, and Kwos, can literally get 0 value at any given moment. But not this time. He gets 2 tanks out, 3 tanks.
Very
And
nice
here comes the
value there.
choppers.
Ooh, to start
Choppers to counter the
harassing the
drone.
drones. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Both of them teched up at the moment. And that also forces Kwos to go 2 flag tracks, which is nice. Oh, and the flag track gets drones, and the other flag track gets droned as well. Oh, Kwos responding with his own 2 siege choppers. I like that.
Yeah, now we're getting here. Now we're going somewhere. We're starting to see more units here on the field, which is pretty nice. Not
Top
just
left,
random
still a
bugs.
tank drone. Still a tank drone, top left.
Oh my god.
That drone's
Yeah.
a lot of value.
Yeah, so if we do a quick head count, we'll see that Marko 11 takes versus Kwos 19, but Marko has 18 drones.
Now we're gonna see a chopper war. How many times do you hear that?
Yeah, Sea Chopper War. Not every day we get to see a Sea Chopper War. Now, Kwos gonna make the very dangerous journey of trying to expand. No, okay, he deploys his MCV, doesn't want to risk it. Interesting move there from Kwos. Not sure exactly what he was trying to achieve there.
I'm looking under the trees right now. Is there a sneaky drone somewhere? I don't see anything just yet.
Yeah, and big chopper wars, man. Since when is SBS all about the siege chopper wars?
Hell yeah.
Very interesting. Ooh, nice. Marko getting a bit of value there. Oh, but the drones! And now the icy drones come out very far away from Kwos' base.
He's going for the MCV. Is he gonna get it in time?
Yeah.
He does get the MCV.
Oh, he gets
He
it. In the
still
meantime,
has
the
a
siege
service
choppers.
depot.
Oh, the battle lab gonna go down. Not sure what's worth it. Loses quite a bit of choppers there. And now Kwos is gonna return the favor with his own icy drones. Marko does have a service depot there, but microing onto it can be a pain in the neck. Marko saves a lot of his rhinos.
And not the best value of IC drones for Kwos. Marko does get huge value, absolutely huge value. He got the MCV. Kwos
Oh
forced
my
to
god, the
rebuild
maneuvering here. Kwos is gonna get a war factory here. Now Marko making some flag tracks along top. Yeah, he doesn't get it in the end. Yeah, Kwos making it MCV. Okay, big siege chopper wars here. Marko not coming in with the tanks. He doesn't have the tank numbers.
IC's
Actually,
coming. IC's ready.
MCV's gonna
Just
go
about.
okay, interesting. Yeah,
20
IC almost
seconds,
ready.
IC. What is
These
the IC
drones
though?
are here
That's
as
the
well.
question.
Probably the drones.
Yeah, the drones would be nice here.
There we go. IC's the drones, but Marko has to get out of there right now with his tanks and his flag tracks. Yeah, these drones are going to get a lot of value while Kwos is starting the long march towards Marko's base. They're all going to be dead by the time they get there.
What is going on, Jesus? What is going on, Jesus? What is going on?
Very
Every
interesting.
single tank. gone there by Kwos. Kwos with only one Rhino tank on the field, but there is absolutely no way that Marko can punish here. There's too many drones, and the siege choppers in numbers, just like allies, right? Strength in numbers. They are so damn dangerous here. I see drones now from Kwos.
Yeah, but we're missing the one big picture thing, and that is Marko has a nuke, right? So Kwos is on a
yes.
ticking timer. Marko
That
trying to
is
come in on the
true.
right, but getting fully droned. His entire army just getting wrecked there. But he's trying to get the anti-air. Now Marko coming in with his siege choppers. Kwos' siege choppers are kind of threatening here. Marko, okay, does have one. No, what is he?
One flak, yeah, that's not going to be enough. He's going to need to spam a couple more flags here, but on the top left side, Marko is going to take that MCV once again from Kwos. Kwos, a little late to react, bringing in some flags and rhinos now, but that MCV is definitely going to go down. His siege choppers actually take a lot of damage on the bottom side, does not get any value, and just like you said, here comes the nuke.
Wow, so that's 3 war factories that are going to go down. Interesting. He could have gotten 2 war factories even with a 4 shield. Decided to go for the industrial plant. I mean, it got 4 shielded. And now Marko trying to push in here. He does have the Iron Curtain ready. And bam! Perfect Iron Curtain getting maximum amount of tanks there. And
Follow up with
right
the
on top of
siege
his opponent.
choppers.
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous that. And the nuclear power plant's going to go down to the siege choppers. Marko's going to win that engagement. Wow. It's all about the siege choppers, boys.
It was all about the siege choppers.
Damn, I had to add the mid-game to my unit counter. Wow.
That was a nice one. That was a nice one. I enjoyed that game. We got to see a little bit of everything there, right? We got drones, we got some siege choppers, some flax in action, all those rhinos. Very nice. Well played, both.
Very, very nice. And Marko somehow still alive. Now Kwos still on
Nice
match
shake.
point.
The sheesh choppers.
Yes, see. Who is that? Kike Matamitos?
Absolutely
Get to the
phenomenal.
chopper.
That was sick. There we go. Even Max in chat saying that was sick. All right. Again, a completely different map.
Oh, guys. It wasn't a great game. It was just a good game. We didn't get to see a Boris. Cloud, you're absolutely right. They failed us. They failed us.
Failed us. Yeah. When do we see the sneaky Boris and a flak track go around the map and snipe the MCV?
That would be epic.
Yeah. So are we gonna see some dog shenanigans here, or are they all just gonna defend their engineers? It looks like Marko sending 1 dog towards Kwos' oil. No, it's just in a defensive position right now. Kwos making an NG first. I like that. He's going to get the oil way before Marko does. Marko defends 1 dog coming in his direction.
Yeah, this is a
Kwos
classic map. This is a classic Westwood old school map. Marko's probably played this map 1,000 times. Kwos, I mean, it is in the map pool, but I still want to say that Marko has more experience on this map than Kwos. That doesn't say anything, just more experience.
Yeah.
Kwos, sure he can still handle this. Oh, Marko's dog.
Oh, Marko's dog is right there.
Oh, man.
Wow. And he ate Kwos' dog as well.
Yeah.
Skill.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna actually click that NG down. I wonder if he did it on purpose or he just didn't see, because that's something that Marko would do. He's kind of an honorable guy, right? He'd be like, all right, take your oil.
Yeah.
I don't care. Take it.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, and Kwos does get one of Marko's rhinos drone. Now, Marko didn't go miner out of the war factory. Kwos did, so Kwos is ahead on the miner count at the moment. Marko gonna try and get something done with his drone and rhino, but it is important to remember with his garrison on top of the gems, it's kind of hard to drone on this map.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a sentry gun behind the war factory there as well, so he has to be very careful not to come around the side either. I don't think he has very many options here. He could come around toward the oil side, I guess.
And now
Looking
Kwos,
for it.
Kwos and Marko both teched up. Marko behind on a miner. Keep that in mind. Oh
he does get
my
it.
god.
Oh Okay.
That's gonna slow
Wow.
Kwos down now. He's not gonna be able
Well,
to get
again,
that
he's a
naval
minor
yard.
ahead. He's a minor, yeah, but if he wants to save the minor, then yeah, he has to make a service depot. That's going to slow him down on the naval yard for sure. Marko going
Goes
for a
double
second war
war.
fact.
Yeah.
He's doing the
What?
same thing that he did last time. I don't like this from Marko, but it was almost a good thing last time. Okay, now it's
Kirov
just a
got
matter
another
of
value. Yep. You're right.
yeah,
Yep.
how good can you defend? Here's the real question, because Marko, the follow-up after this is going to be very sluggish. He's not going to have the eco for it. You can see him struggling right now with his eco.
Nice
I
Nasso.
don't know. Very questionable. The flak trucks are out and flak cannon out as well. Now, Kwos does have naval yard. Can he get the war factory? That might slow Kwos down quite a bit, but no, he doesn't get the war factory, which means he got 0 value from this little
And
shenanigan.
that's it. He can't
Kwos
do it.
has
I
an
mean,
IC.
this is
That's
Kwos
it.
has an IC. He has naval. What does Marko do now? He doesn't have the eco to do anything. He doesn't. Look at his miners. 2 miners mining dirt. There's no refinery on the bottom side just yet. He has $27. He has nothing anymore.
Yeah,
I wonder
desperately
why
being
he
in a
goes for this build order. It's such a bad build order. I don't like it at all. And this is the greatest player of all time. I'm gonna say that, but I don't like this build order that he does. Not on this map.
No, that was and he's still thinking he's building as if he has money. Sell the extra barracks, sell them war factor. I don't know, do something because yeah, exactly. And that's gonna be GG's.
It's all
Gee.
over, boys. Oh my goodness. Wow.
And just like that, Kwos is crowned the winner of the unlucky 13 tournament with a phenomenal grand finale there. We got to see everything. Very, very, very nice stuff there. Wow. Ed, how do you conclude?
Kwos the boss. The final boss, it seems like. He was the ultimate warrior here in this tournament, going completely undefeated the entire series, winning off the winning bracket. Doesn't even have to get to his second series there. Amazing. Yeah, this is awesome. We get to see someone else taking the crown multiple times now. Before, like I said, Marko comes from back in the day, right? We're looking at like 2010. I don't know when he first started, 8 maybe, 2008. But after like 2010, he's won like just about every single tournament that ever is thrown out there, whether it's Yuri's Revenge or not, you know? Very little times did other player win until we saw Woody basically come out, and now we have Kwos. Kwos is like the most dominant player now in our CNC Net world, at least, you know? Very, very awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Wow, damn. What a tournament, man. Huge shout out to the great one, huh?
Man, this was a great tournament, boys. All Lucky 13 tournament comes to an end tonight. Let's play out the predictions. Let's see what it was, because I think, yeah, a lot of people voted on Marko. Well, most people voted on Marko, but Kwos takes it, and there's no need for a second finals. Marko unable to beat Kwos tonight, so Kwos will be our undefeated champion of the tournament. Let's have a look at the tournament brackets. Kwos will take it 7-5, and he will be our champion. Marko takes second place, Latov takes third, and Kantasha takes fourth place. Man, oh man, wow. What a tournament.
What a tournament, and you did an excellent job. Shout out to Doofus, organizing this shit, following up with everything. Your stream is epic. I love it. Everything. You guys did fantastic this tournament, man. It was really good.
Thank you, Ed.
Absolutely, Doof. Really, man. Phenomenal stream, phenomenal tournament. We know how much effort it takes, which is why no one does it. But you pull it off, and you pull it off in the best way possible.
Absolutely.
You, thank you for your kind words, but it's not possible without the viewers, without the sponsor, without the co-caster, boys. It's not possible without it. If you guys weren't here, I would not be motivated to do any tournaments. That's just the truth. If nobody was here, why would I do it? No, and,
absolutely.
I hope
So I
everybody
asked,
enjoys this. Yeah.
I asked GPT what Kwos stands for, and he says it's Killer Warrior of Shadows.
Whoa.
Holy
Or-
fuck.
Or Killer Warrior of Strategy. Well, there's a few options. But I like Killer Warrior of Shadows. That's what Kwos stands for.
I really don't want to see him in a dark alleyway anymore. Holy shit.
He'll out-micro you, that's for sure.
No dark alleys with no pickles, please. Doof, do you want to introduce us to the next one coming or what?
Yes, sir. Let me bring out the next tournament on the schedule. That one is sponsored by Nightshade. We had great sponsors this year. This will be the last tournament for S-Class players, the Unlucky 13 tournament, because the next one will be the best of the rest. And let me load up the intro to that, boys, because the signups will close this Thursday. So you have till this Thursday to sign up as long as you're not S-Class. S-Class will have another tournament next year. Let me see.
Next year, meaning very soon.
Yeah, it's very soon. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, not in a year from now. But yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see what the best of the rest have. Phenomenal. Wow. Dude, I'm so happy this tournament happened. It was entertainment for the past month and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got delayed. We had some delay, but I think it was also because the way I made the brackets, it kind of slowed down in the losers bracket. If some matches did not happen, we could not continue, you know? So I think it had something to do
No,
with
but it
the
was
way I
good.
made
It was good. It was good, man. It was good.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think there was any like real major hiccups or anything. I think it
No,
ran
no.
smooth. Super nice, yeah.
Yeah, it was never more than a week between games, which is fine.
I say that because I was the culprit, by the way. I'm like, no, everything was good. Everything was good, definitely. I was the one fucking it up.
You weren't the only one. We had like 3 games that I really had to push for it to be earlier. Otherwise, players would be waiting too long, or the tournament would be delayed. But that's something you go through in every tournament, right? So that's
Time zones could be a little tough.
exactly. All right, boys. This is the intro to the Best of the Rest tournament, which the signups are still open till this Thursday. Enjoy the intro. Best of the Rest tournament, the Beast Mode edition, boys. This will be the Beast Mode edition.